stray far away, bring me back again. When I slip, when I fall, lend me your hand. When I stray far away, bring me back again. Baba, Sai Baba, Baba, Sai Baba. From the darkness into light, lead me, Father. From the darkness into light, lead me, Father. From unreal to the real. From unreal to the real. Baba, Sai Baba, Baba, Sai Baba.
Ramachandra Shri Ram. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of my dear Swami. Sai Ram everyone. In Rama avatar, he was physically in the battlefield to destroy the demons. Every avatar has a supreme purpose. Swami said, in this Kali Yuga, God and demons are not outside, just inside ourselves. Before pandemic, we were running around and physically very busy. We were hearing Swami's teachings and values, but are we really practicing them? During this pandemic time, I realized that Swami put a pause and wants me to start the journey within myself. Am I patient enough? Am I using loving words all the time? Am I creating a peaceful environment at home? Lots of talks with Swami, crying and apologies when my mind plays evil, begging him to control this powerful mind. I know Swami will win the war, and it is the highest purpose of this life. Jaya Ram, Jaya Rama, Ramachandra Shri Ram. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, brothers and sisters, and entire Sai family. My humble pranam to the lotus feet of Swami. How did Swami and his teaching assist you in minimizing the adverse impact of COVID-19? This was the question posed to me. I am from Bonedic Sai Center. Although this lockdown or COVID-19 or Delta strain are a new addition to our vocabulary list, it has given us new dimension and purpose in life, and it has also given us time to reflect on ourselves. Some of us found the lockdown very challenging. For example, some of us faced isolation, monotony, boredom, and frustration, and some of us thrived during this lockdown. Well, I think I thrived and would like to share my narrative. And this is my narrative on lockdown. I came to realize that the most important thing was that we are human beings with emotions, and I didn't realize how much I needed to stay connected with colleagues, friends, relatives for social interaction. When there was no lockdown, we took each other for granted and never thought about disconnection. Same thing applies to our work colleagues. We did not realize how much time we spend more hours at work rather than at home. We were all part of this rat race: wake up, get ready, go to work, back home. Weekends, clean the house, go shopping, meet relatives, friends, and fulfill other social obligations. This was the norm. Now, let me speak about myself. By profession, I am a high school teacher. I was expected to be on Zoom meeting every morning at 8:45. Whether you have a class in the morning or not, every morning we needed to log on to Department of Education website, stay a whole day seated at desk and teach. The lesson needed to be uploaded every day. In between, you are a housewife as well as a professional lady. Jump in the kitchen, do quick lunch, and I must admit the number of times I made some khichdi in a pressure cooker. I lost count because my husband said to me, I don't mind khichdi 3 or 4 times a week. And I don't know whether he really meant it or he was trying to help me out. The lockdown was a blessing in disguise for me because 2 weeks before the lockdown, I had a fall and injured my wrist and was not able to drive, let alone writing on the board at school. I was virtually homebound. That gave it time for my hand to get healed, and it's not 100% yet. This lockdown also allowed me to do things which I didn't find time to do. The best thing was to go through the family albums, looking at children's photos when they were babies. You reconnect and rejuvenate and ask yourself, how could you do it? Where has the time flown? Before I sat down to watch movies, I never sat down to watch movies on Netflix, but during the lockdown, I thoroughly enjoyed some good ones I highly recommended to my friends and vice versa, and some were hilarious, some thought-provoking, and I really enjoyed them. My prayers and scriptures and reading inspirational quotes are my daily tonic. I never begin a day with my prayers. Listening to music, of course, my old Bollywood hits of 60s and 70s. Cleaning house, going through the saris I accumulated for nearly 40 years and asked, why did I buy it and when? But I didn't ask myself how much I spent. All this happened to my journey of being a mother, a wife, and a woman. Some ladies loved cooking and sharing recipes. I didn't do much of that. But I did jot down many recipes, but I failed to try them out. Walking around the block was very uplifting. Only then I realized how unfit I was. But at the same time, I ate cautiously for the fear of not fitting into my work clothes again. I also undertook short IT courses to upskill myself because I'm still new to a lot of technology. And sometimes I just press the wrong button and work goes to wrong places. Retail therapy, I did it in a sensible way. I did bulk buying for household items such as toilet paper, tissues, washing powder, cat's food, cleaning agent, etc., but no personal items. The most challenging thing was to look after my husband's well-being, providing his needs, meeting medical appointments, etc. The vaccination also gave me side effects. Twice I ended up going to the hospital, and now I am fine. In the lockdown, I did not see it as depressing or negatively. I actually appreciated being home and value what I have. At the same time, realizing your needs and wants. What are your needs and what are your wants? It also made me realize how little you need to survive. It's wants we had been accumulating, consciously or unconsciously. I saved on petrol, clothes, less washing, and unnecessary hoarding in the pantries. Very little trips to the shopping centers. It was time to clear our pantries and sadly look at some of the expired items which needed to be removed. How I applied Swami's teachings? Swami says any calamities are unprecedented, be it natural disasters such as fire, flood, earthquake, or pandemic such as COVID or Delta variant. Challenges such as COVID-19 pandemic is a test for sincerity, devotion, patience, and having faith in God. It is an individual as well as collective human experience. This is the time we think of how others are doing and how you are in such a great place at the right time where there is vaccine available compared to those in developing countries. Sadhanas such as Gayatri chanting, japs for different devotees, and Namavalis had a positive effect on me and I'm sure everyone else who has been through this sadhana. Above all, one has to stay positive and remember everything is temporary and make the most of it. Every time there is a setback and this sort of lockdowns will persist for some time, just remember it gives us to look at things from different perspectives. Every experience teaches us a lesson and meaning of life. This is the greatest human experience. All we need to do is do not give up and stay strong in your faith. Happy Ladies' Day. Saira. Thank you.
Saira. During the pandemic, seeing people dying, losing their loved ones, losing livelihoods were emotionally very hard and disturbing. That made me to think what I was experiencing was very trivial. When I look at myself with what has been happening during the pandemic, it reinforced some of Swami's teaching and helped me to put into practice. Seeing others suffering made me to think about all the people around the world and to pray for their well-being. I felt I should not complain about anything I don't have or not being able to do. I should be contented and be grateful to Swami. Confined to the house during the pandemic helped me to detach myself from some of the worldly attachments. Not being able to shop made me to experience how to live with limited commodities and not to waste, and also have ceiling on desires. During this period, I had lot of time to listen to Swami's teachings. He says, everything is a passing cloud. We have to go through hard times which is due to our past karma. If we surrender to Swami with full faith, He will help and guide us through challenging times. I thank Swami for taking care of all of us during these difficult times. I am ever grateful to him. Happy Ladies' Day to all. Jai Sai Ram.
Samastha Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastha Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastha Loka